All right, well, good afternoon to you and welcome back. As I told you before, rainfall is on the way. You can see the circulation with this one up to the north. You can also look down to the south, and this rainfall is really starting to work its way into the southern portion of our area. We'll see it kind of brush along areas right down to the south, maybe even reaching Prairie du Chien, extending out to Madison, getting out to Milwaukee, and then towards Chicago. We'll go right into the highs for today, looking at least mostly cloudy skies with mild temperatures, upper 40s to the low 50s, middle 50s in there as well for La Crosse, smack dab in the middle there. Not much change has occurred much, but the forecast has a little bit of subtlety to it coming in later on tonight. I'll show you by 7 o'clock p.m. This is what we're looking at going into your forecast. You're going to see rain and snow, rainfall and snow coming in the forecast. Down to the south, Madison all the way to Beaver Dam, they're picking up some rain. Snow is crossing well up to the north along I-94, bringing in from Minneapolis right over to Red Wing with a mix of rain and snow. That snow tracks towards Ladysmith, going towards Eau Claire, where that mix of rain and snow is right there in the 2 o'clock hour as we carry over after midnight. Look at the rainfall slowly but surely pumping up from the south there. And these are the tail ends of that, or I should say the leading edge of that storm activity that's well down to the south that I showed you just a moment ago. So we get into it. You see this continue to drive out by 5 a.m. Most of it started to work its way out with drying skies coming in and clearing skies in the forecast as we go in the early morning for Saturday. The thing is, though, we may see a little extra of that moisture come back again later on into the afternoon hours as well as the early evening as far as that rainfall coming in from the south. We go into Saturday. Breezy conditions are in store here. Winds gusting up to 35 miles per hour, maybe even plus. We'll hold on to conditions to be like this. Widespread 40s across about 48, seeing at least Eau Claire around 44 degrees, and of course partly cloudy skies. We'll carry into the Saturday afternoon. You can see, I should say, the overnight hours in the morning. You can see the rainfall potential coming in the forecast. I'm going to show you two of these the different models. This is the graph model, I believe, and then you can see the rainfall picking up to a quarter of an inch up to the north. Down to the south, you're looking at maybe a quarter of an inch as well or less for areas into the central portion. Now we bring this other model in here. You can see how this all plays out. Now remember earlier this morning, if you were watching, it was only like a tenth up there. You can see by Black River Falls there it is up by Ladysmith. Now we're starting to spread the wealth out and it's a little bit more uniform for some folks. Snow tracker starts to sneak in there too. We're working up to the north there, maybe less than an inch possible in the forecast well up there. All right, so that's what's happening for your forecast. We get into it into tomorrow. You're seeing some morning rainfall with cloudier skies. You can see it in the early morning hours, 2 a.m. going to at least 4 a.m. backing off with sunshine on the way. Plenty of sunshine, similar to what we had today. We'll pick up more of that sunshine eventually, possibly as we finish out the morning hours going into the early afternoon. So it looks pretty good for everybody with a little touch of this, a little touch of that. Breezy and gusty winds coming in up to, again, as I mentioned, up to 30 miles per hour in your forecast. As we go right into how this will all play out over the next hour, you see that kind of dumps down over the next several hours here. We'll get up to about 55 degrees and begin to cool you down back into the 30s, holding on to some 20s in the morning for you. And then we'll see temperatures start to go down again for tomorrow, warm you back up for Sunday, and then cool you back down again for Monday.
And then we got some 60s coming eventually. I'm going to focus on that.
Okay, all right.
Keep my eye on the prize, as they say.